Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and I'm going to share with you a project using some of my Mixed Media Franken pages that I shared just not too long ago. So here's what I've done. I've made the Franken pages. I started sewing on the pages. So I've sewed in between and around each piece, but I have not sewn around the outside edge. And the reason being is because I've decided I want to cut this. I'm going to cut it in half longwise, so it'll be 4 inches by 10.5 inches in size. And then this is the piece that I'll end up with a long skinny piece. Then I'll take this piece and I will cut a 2-inch piece and a 3.5-inch piece, and then this will be the remainder. So the next thing that I did was I went across a zigzag stitch on the 3.5 piece. So this stitch was not there, but I put it there. And then I went ahead and stitched around 3 sides of the 2-inch piece. And then I stitched partially down on the bigger piece because this bottom is going to be laid over the top of it, and I wanted it to have the look of continuous stitching. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zigzag stitch on top all the way around these 3 sides and leaving an opening here. Then I will sew this piece on top with a zigzag stitch across. I'll be right back and show you what it looks like. Alright, so I have zigzag stitched around, so this pocket is now attached and the flap is now attached. And now I want to embellish this just a little bit. I have a digital image from Calico Collage from Day Dreaming, and it's a little bird image. And then I have a punch shape that I have used out of old paper or leftover paper. So I'm going to use some distress ink around this bird image and put this on top of this little label shape. I'm going to also give some distress ink around the label shape. And I've got a little word here that I cut on my silhouette, and so I'm going to add some distressing ink around that. I'm going to use the best glue ever and add just a tiny bit of glue to this round image. So it's just a very, very small amount. And then I'm going to stick it on top of this label, and then I'm going to put glue on 3 sides of this label. So I'm just going to put a small amount. And that's what I like about this little best glue ever nozzle. It's got a very small opening, so you can get just a tiny bit of glue. So there's glue on 3 sides. And I'm going to put that down here in this corner. I've got my spray box, and I've got approximately a 3-inch by 3-inch square piece of cardstock. It was a leftover piece from a project, and I'm just going to lay this into my spray box, and I'm going to use one of my stencils that I made and lay it on top. And then I've got some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists in true turquoise that I'm going to add. So I'm just going to spritz that on top of this little card. Then I have an extra little card because I plan to make another one of these, and I'm just going to mop up that excess spray. So there's one image that I got, and I'll even pick up some extra. And then here is the one underneath. So you kind of get the reverse of those, and I like the way both of those look whenever I'm using them. We're going to use the one that I sprayed on. So I'm going to take this piece and I'll fold it in half and crease it with my bone folder to get it to lay flat. And then that little word that I colored a moment ago, I'm going to put on here. And before I do that, I need to get a tool out. I've got some Embelly Jelly here. And what this is it's a sticky little gum that is perfect for helping you to put embellishments on. So it comes in a little package, and I'm just pinching off a little piece of it. You don't need a whole lot. I'm going to take that little piece and shape it around the end of my stick. And now this is a sticky piece that I can pick up elements like I did here with the word beautiful. And I'm going to use just a small amount of the best glue ever. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back side. It's getting away from me. My nozzle was sticky. I need to clean it. Alright, so I've got it back on my little stick. I knocked it off. And then I'm going to place it right here on the bottom of this little card. And I'll use the stick to help put it in place, and then I'll press it down. Alright, so I've got a little bit of this eyelash yarn, and I'm just going to snip a little piece off because I just like a little bit of the fuzzy fibers. Say that really fast if you can 5 times. Then I'm going to put a dollop of glue on here and let that set for a moment. I'm going to dig into my little stash of goodies here, and I've got a little butterfly. So I'm just grabbing a little butterfly. Use some distress ink on it. Vintage photo. Then I'm going to use the little stick, and I'm going to grab just a little bit of that glue off the page, and then I'm going to take the fuzzy piece and plop that into the glue, and then I'm going to put the butterfly right on top and kind of smush that down. And next I'm going to use some tulip glitter glue, and I have the medium no clog tip on here. So let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So this has got a really small tip on it, and what I'm going to do is go in here and add some glitter glue to this butterfly. So I'm just going to go right around the outside edge, and with this little bitty tip I can get right on that edge, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of shimmer to this butterfly. It's going to look like I purchased it when in fact I made it. So I'm just adding a little bit right down the center, and since I've got this out, I'm going to go ahead and go around the circle image on my envelope or pocket that I made. So I'm just going to go right around the edge, and that'll take a few minutes to dry. And then before I put the cap back into my best glue ever, it's got a little pokey tool. I'm going to get a little bit of ScraPerfect's best cleaner ever. I'm just going to spray just a small squirt on the top of this lid. I'm going to take this needle and poke it down into the cleaner. And because I'm putting a little bit of that cleaner on there, the glue or paint or whatever you're sticking this into won't stick to it, and then that'll ensure that it won't clog the next time you use it. I'm going to use the Embelly Jelly again, and I'm picking up a little flat back rhinestone. I'm going to stick that right in the center of my butterfly. Then inside my little pocket that I made, I've got a card from Calico Collage Day Dreaming, and that's going to go right inside here. And this little card that I made, and I'm waiting for it to dry, but I want to show you where it goes. It's going to slip right in here and be another little journaling card. Let me show you some that are already dry. Here's one that I made earlier that's already dry, and it's already got the glitter glue is clear and pretty, and this will come off and open up. And then on the inside we've got a journaling card that'll come out. That's one. And then here's another one I made using different images, different word, same concept, but it'll do the same thing. It'll open up, and there's a little journaling card inside the envelope as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing another project where you can use the Franken pages. In my case, they were Mixed Media Franken pages, and many of the ScraPerfect products. If you have any questions, please use that comment box down below. Check the description box for a link to ScraPerfect's website so you can get the products that I used today. And of course, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or my Facebook group, please feel free to do so, and subscribe here as well. Share this video if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fabulous day. Bye.